What's up everybody and welcome back to the channel. Like many of you, I'm waiting for Elden Ring to drop in February of 2022, and recently I decided that I needed to play something to kind of get me into the whole Elden Ring mindset. And since I had skipped the Demon Souls remake on PS5 when it dropped in November 2020, I thought this was a perfect candidate to play. So spend some time with me while I discuss the game and what I enjoyed about it, and let's see if I can convince you to give it a try. So first and foremost, this is a PS5 exclusive and has been confirmed by Sony to stay that way, even though some of the trailers of the game makes it look like this could be coming to other platforms, whether that's PC or other consoles. Sony has repeatedly mentioned that this will only be available as an exclusive to the PS5 console. So that of course segments the audience a little bit, and the only way that you can really play this is if you have access to a PS5. But if you do, and like me, you decided to give this a skip because there were some other games that you wanted to try out, or because you had played the original and you had no interest in playing it again, or, and this is the part where you can kind of like be like me, is that I'm not really a fan of these kinds of games because they frustrate me and they can be very difficult, and I usually struggle, and I don't want to get into any situations where I feel like I might want to break a remote or something like that. It really just seems like this was a game that I wasn't going to like, and when I fired it up on stream and got a couple of hours into it, I found myself wanting to play this like the entire time. And that's of course indicative of the quality of the product, because this is a very good game and it's put together very well. And from a remake perspective, this is fantastic. I mean, from all facets, right? From gameplay itself, which is incredibly tight with these kinds of games, to the graphics of this, the boss design, just the story design, the skills, all of that just comes together in a really good package. But this was already true for the original. Definitely what we have here with the remake is something that's been elevated to a PS5 game, so you have haptic support on the controller and all of that. And like I said, some of the things have been, some of the encounters have been smoothed out. Of course, the game looks fantastic. There's a performance mode which runs at 60 frames per second, and then there's of course a what would you call that, a cinematic mode which runs at 30 frames per second. But overall, this is just a fantastic place for you to spend some time if this kind of genre intrigues you and you've never dipped your toes in, or if you're looking to kill some time while you wait for Elden Ring to come out, which was kind of like the camp that I was in. So all in all, in total, I've probably put about 60 hours into the game by now. This is on stream and off stream, and I've essentially just about come to the end of my second rotation on New Game Plus. Now the game of course has PvP in it as well, and so you can invade other players' games and they can invade yours. And I've kind of messed around with that a little bit as well, and definitely it shows the fact that the game is a little bit old already, because I can see that certain times of the day when I go onto the game, you don't really get people invading you, whereas certain times of the day you do see that more often. And that's of course indicative of kind of like less people playing it, and it only really being populated in certain time zones. I alluded to this in a video that I recorded discussing the 3 games that I'm looking forward to the most in 2022, and of course Elden Ring was one of those ones that, even if you're not a fan of these games and even if they frustrate you, and I'm definitely in that camp, there really is very few games, or there really are very few games that capture that sense of accomplishment when you manage to out level a certain encounter, or when you manage to just roll at the right time, or pull a spell off at the right time, or get that last melee in, or dodge in the right way, anything like that, and you manage to kill a boss that you've been struggling with, that has been so frustrating for you to kill. And I struggle to find that sense of accomplishment in most games, and I think that's probably the reason that drove me to just keep playing this and come back to it. Now, generally speaking, when I play games like this from Software, it just doesn't work, right? I tend to roll characters that are very burly and so I can wear the biggest armor, And so with this playthrough, one of the things that I resigned myself to doing was to go full glass cannon, full magic or something like that. And that is of course a completely different way of experiencing the game. I definitely say that magic and I plan to make another video specifically on this topic down the line because it's just really ridiculous. But magic in the Demon Souls remake is insane, and you are able to do so much damage, and it's actually so enjoyable to build your character in such a way where you can basically one-shot bosses. That this was also the other thing I would think that was making it so much fun for me, because I was literally trying to see how I could pull off these crazy kills, and this works for PvP as well. So if this is something that interests you, if you want to kind of like try and find broken things in the game and essentially see how much damage you can actually push out with the right collection of items and the right collection of skills, then that's also something that you'll probably enjoy with this, and really something that made me come back the entire time. And that's it for the video. Thank you so much for watching, especially if you made it this far. Like I said at the beginning, this was mostly just an idea of me sharing my impressions of the game with you, but also to offer up a suggestion of something that you can play while you thirstily await Elden Ring, like I am, with the only real downside here, the fact that this is a PS5 exclusive. It really is a shame that more people can't experience this in today's world, where remakes and remasters are sometimes phoned in, terrible ports, you know, really badly put together and just a cash grab. It's great to see one that actually isn't, and is in many ways a refinement and an improvement of the original product. That's what you have here. But have a fantastic morning, have a great afternoon, have a super awesome evening wherever you are in the world. And until next video and Elden Ring comes out, fucking cheers.
They want the best of me now, best of me now, best of me now, best of me. They want the best of me now, best of me now, best of me now, best of me. They want the best of me.